Good afternoon to you from the studio of JCAN's Radio 105.1 FM Ilorin, the city of Harmony. This is your weekly program, Health Corridor. I am your host, Priya Marcus. This afternoon, we shall be talking on a very serious health condition, typhoid fever, dissecting it from the causes, symptoms, mode of transmission, prevention, and possibly how it can be treated. To unfold this, I have here with me a reputable guest, a medical practitioner, in the person of Dr. Donald Coyote. Dr. Donald Coyote specialized in practice of the family medicine and is with the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital. Doctor, you're welcome to the program. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me to talk on this very important topic.
Now that we have known our guest for today's episode of your interesting program, Health Corridor, let's go into the issues of the moment. Doctor, permit me to start with you telling us what is typhoid fever and its causes.
Thank you, my presenter, Priya. Actually, when you're talking about typhoid fever, it's a bacterial infection that actually attack the intestine. A bacteria in this category is actually Salmonella typhi. It's a particular bacteria that goes directly, it hosts its intestines and direct target is to the intestine.
Glad to knowing from you what typhoid fever is and the causes. Educate us on how this very menace can be transmitted or its mode of spread.
Thank you so much. Typhoid fever, like I said, from the meaning attacking the intestine directly, the mode of transmission of typhoid fever is actually via a route which we call via ingestion of contaminated food, likes of untreated water, or it can equally be contrasted via a person already infected with the Salmonella typhi. So what am I trying to say? A typhoid can easily get spread to people via eating untreated or drinking untreated water. That is, if your water is not properly boiled, your food not properly cleaned, basically things that are not properly hygienically taken care of.
That's a good one, doctor. Having said the modes of transmission, please take us through. Let's know. The listeners, I'm sure, want to know about these common signs and symptoms to observe in person with typhoid fever.
Thank you so much, my host. Typhoid fever, very well, is one of a very nagging bacterial infection. Like I say, it's infected via a route of a target organ of intestine. Now, the common symptoms we found in a person already infected with a typhoid fever is the like of is characterized with a prolonged high fever, general body weakness is easily seen in a person already infected with a typhoid fever. And don't forget that there's case of fatigue catching up with the person, then the like of diarrhea, abdominal pain, the person will complain of the usual abdominal pain, then stooling as the case may be, and no, don't forget too, it's characterized with basically loss of appetite.
Loss of appetite. Quite interesting. Dr. Coyote, what's an impactful dissection of the signs and symptoms of typhoid fever? Before we go further on this interesting episode of your program, Health Corridor, let's have a short musical break.
With a doctor's prescription, Montenement, call on doctor's attention if you need solution. Montenement, too much is given, much is expected. Just keep it long and stay strong. Stay strong.
The National Broadcast Academy, Ikeja, Lagos, announces another set of basic courses in broadcast presentation,
broadcast production,
broadcast journalism,
broadcast engineering,
media marketing,
digital studio management,
and information and communication technology.
From September 29th to November 7th, 2025.
Lectures holds Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. for 6 weeks.
Prospective candidates must be degree or HND holders.
School certificate holders with credit in English may be considered.
Admission form can be obtained online at www.natba.edu.nj.
National Broadcast Academy is at number 1A Adekule Fajoyi Way, Ikeja, GRA, Lagos.
For further information, call 0805 307 8029
or 0803 394 1805
or go on the social media platform facebook.com/nbacademy.nj.
Announcer, the management.
Thanks for staying tuned to JCAN's Radio. Doctor, you must have been refreshed from the short musical break. So let's continue with what possible ways we can prevent these day-to-day occurrences of typhoid fever amongst our societies.
Thank you so much, Prayer. One of the points I want to chip in before we actually go into looking at how to prevent typhoid fever around you or handling the situation as the case may be. If you notice a system of typhoid fever in a person with those already enumerated signs and symptoms, but if it lacks within a period of 2 to 3 days, I advise that such a person should seek for medical attention immediately. Having said this, I'll kickstart with your question where you ask about possible preventions. Yes, of course, telling you that a typhoid fever taken in contaminated, untreated waters and the likes of it, then it can be prevented by proper handling of your food, the like of regularly taking treated water or boil your water. Then washing of hands should be handled properly. Using a clean water and soap to wash your hand is a key way to prevent typhoid fever. And make sure while washing your hand, handle it with soap and clean water. Then for somebody traveling to a high risk area, it is advised that you get yourself vaccinated before going to an areas of that type, and stay away from what we call street food, because you may not have a basic understanding on how the preparative method was actually handled. So I advise that you stay away from street food.
Stay away from street food. We should be very conscious and very careful what we eat, what comes into our mouth. Now, those were very strong ways by which this sickness can be prevented around us. Thank you so much for the explicitly knowledge you're impacting. This episode of the program, as it's quite interactive, informative, and educative, cannot come to a conclusion and without Doctor informing a good, attentive listener on how to treat it. So tell us, what are the possible and effective treatment for typhoid fever?
Like I said, having known how to prevent typhoid fever can be treated using antibiotics. The class of antibiotic or the antibiotics that are meant for this are not within the scope of this very lecture. But I must tell you that preferably, once these symptoms have been noticed in a person already infected with typhoid fever in between the period of 2 to 3 days, instant medical attention is required. By so doing, you will be better with it.
Medical attention. So those are the things I've really gotten so far from medical attention. Always check yourself.
Definitely.
All of the time. Thanks for the much you were able to take us through on this very episode of the program. As we approach the end of this program, Doctor, what are your final notes to our listener out there?
Yeah, I think my final note advice to our audience outside there and even people with us here at the studio, it will be that proper sanitation, proper handling of your food, then taking water that is properly treated, and once a patient is down with the symptoms of this type I've earlier mentioned, then lasted within a period of 2 to 3 days, I advise that you seek an instant medical attention and do away from self-treatment.
Wow, what an absolute educative and informative ways of dissecting on this very significant topic, typhoid fever. Dr. Donald Coyote is a family medicine specialist with the University of Ilorin. Once again, thanks so much for coming and hope to have you again some other time.
Thank you so much for having me and wish to be here once again.
To our listener out there, hope you're able to acquire much lessons from the ways doctors have been able to educate us on typhoid fever. From the meaning, causes, mode of spreads, symptoms, preventions, and to the possible effective treatment. Remember, good health, they say, is wealth. To stay hygienic and remain healthy. Until next week on another interesting episode of the program, Health Corridor. A special thanks to our studio manager, Mr. Stanley, and of course our producer, Mr. Suleiman Uche. I am your host, Priya Marcos.
It was Saturday. Alabo iwe mura o. Kubo. Bo ba se bi eni bare. Abi ko ju ma su. Alabo yo ni bo mi lo to ne lo ko ja si bi tu. Ori kele ra loro. Agbo se dada ba labo isu o. E ma se se wo so si le o. E o gbọ́dọ̀ dogun o. Ai sa se dogun o. Ẹ̀fọn tó gbòòrò àtún lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó rẹ̀rọ. Kẹ́kùn lè gbà kó sàfún tókò. Cleanliness is essential. Immortalize your potential. Understand the times and your initial. Mọ́tò tó borí àrùn mọ́lẹ̀. Àṣẹ ní ká àṣẹ lọ́jú. Àyíká àlàbòyún. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ lábòyún ẹ̀ fọwọ́ wọ́wọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣètọ́jú àyíká àlàbòyún. You wanna live long and stay strong.
More music on trendybeats.com.